Hi, I'm here with the CEO of Accenture, Julie Sweet. Microsoft and Accenture have had a very long-standing partnership. And in fact, amidst all of this COVID-19 crisis, we've been working together. Our organizations have come together to help each other out as well as our mutual customers. So Julie, thank you so much for joining me today. And I'm really looking forward to hearing from you about sort of learnings and the insights.
Very excited to join you today. And we, as you said, have a fantastic partnership along with our joint venture, Avanade. And so it's great to get to share some of what we're both doing.
The first question I had, Julie, is, you have 500,000 employees and you were able to pivot so quickly amidst this crisis and still continue to operate seamlessly for your customers. Do you want to share a little bit about how you made the calls, what it has been like to sort of really change the core of the operations at a time like this?
Yeah, thanks. And I think of it really in two phases. So the first phase was the immediate crisis response. And we're fortunate that, we've had crisis response protocols, not for a global pandemic, for years. So those got tested really quickly. But probably what was most important for us is that we've been a virtual company for many, many years. How we use our collaboration tools have been really critical. But even for us, we've had to make real adjustments. And I would say we've had to quickly move from responding to sustaining our people. Because in the past, when we worked remotely, the way we then brought people together was actually physically, which we can't do right now. And so one of the tips that I really have pushing, particularly with CEOs who are the most resistant, is to use your collaboration tools, but you have to use video. We've gone from a 500% increase in video at a time when people are really craving, that personal connection.
It's amazing to see, you describe how, in some sense, you've always been prepared for this. But even given all that, this was new, and the fact that you had that anti-fragile sort of structure to the organization to be able to accommodate for something that is completely novel is tremendous to see. I know you're talking to so many CEOs. Accenture is involved in so many different industries. You get a great left to right view. What are some of the learnings, best practices you're seeing from across the industry that you're serving?
So I'd say there's really two things that have really struck me over the last few weeks. So the first was, how many CEOs have said to me, we are not going to go back? And literally the same words. And what did they mean by that? What they meant was, pre-crisis, a lot of transformation and being able to use technology, they were held back by hierarchy, they were held back by culture. And all of a sudden you had an absolute shift, right? Where every part of the organization had to change. And they said, we've now been able to move in a much more agile fashion. So we don't want to go back. So now we're thinking about how do we make this happen? At the same time, there is, in some cases, sort of a regret, right, about that they haven't moved fast enough, because this has really shown that the legacy tech debt that seemed like a problem to resolve over time has caused a lot of issues with now being much more agile, coming up with new business models and new ways of reaching clients and customers. One of the things that's been key is also speed. So you take healthcare, which is not known to be fast. And you think about, together, we put 1 million users of an entire country's health system on Team in a week. When you think about the work that we did together with Rolls-Royce and a consortium in the UK to change their ability to produce ventilators. And we did that in days, not months. And so when you start to think about the implications of what we're achieving right now with companies and what that means for how much faster they're going to be, because these are things that we would have said never could be done, right? I mean, think about MyGov in India, which is part of their digital. We're going to be enabling 1.3 billion people to get information, right? And so I think we have not yet seen the profound implications of what it means to be competitive in the new world based on the ability to achieve these things at speed. And I think that's going to be a fundamental change in how companies operate.
No, absolutely. And I think one of the things that we have been sort of learning is, you mentioned this multiple times, which is it's both the new solutions and the speed. But even if we sort of come back to more normal operations, I think these are going to be fundamental drivers of productivity and margin growth for businesses. So that's why I think even being able to invest in this period of time to build these new solutions, deploy these new solutions, is going to, in some sense, fasten the recovery and also competitive advantage once we recover. So it's fantastic to talk to you, Julie, learn from you across everything that you are seeing and doing. And thank you so much for the partnership. It was fantastic having a chance to chat.
Thank you, Sach. It was great here, Well, and thank you for the partnership. We're doing a lot of great things together. Thanks.
Thank you.